Welcome back again. Welcome back again. Peter Vaughan here to talk about timing. This is a continuation of the former focus seminar. What I've got here is a little drawing which I've used again in seminars, and it relates to when a person is born as opposed to when they die. Both are also a polar opposite type scenario. But you've got a little bundle of joy down here who's born, who's smiling, and you've got your little adolescent, and you've got your major teenagers through your adulthood, and then of course wearing down. Not everybody folds over, but have you noticed how many people start to stoop as they get older? Their life is lost. They've got too much weight on their shoulders. They're not lifting their light to the world and saying, here I am. But during this particular journey, there are literally years involved here all the way through. Now, should, according to timing, I say, hey, what would happen if at some particular time in your life, let's just say you were here and it was now. So we're looking at, this is where you are at the present time. Now from here, if I was to talk to you and say, did this happen in your past at this time? What about that? And what about that? So I'm looking back in time here at some historical events. And as I discuss these events here with you, and you say, yeah, that did happen, and yeah, that did happen, and how did you know that? In other words, at each of these particular points in your time, you have had events here, here, and here that were marked events of some sort. Now this is what I do for people because I've created this particular formula. It's a math formula which works with the mind and of course universal natural or nature. And each of these things, when they come together, they link up and they create a pattern, and the pattern is there. It just took some time to discover it. But if I was to do this and said, well, okay, this is where you were now, but let's go ahead in time. What if you were here now? Because when is now but the present? So we're always living in the present. We always have from that point a past in our life, going back in time, and we have a future, all going well. But if I was here and I said, gee, what about this event and this event and this event? And you said, yeah, they did take place. Again, I've scored every time. The magic in this particular drawing is, if I can use a math formula, using this particular thing that I put together with my son, a software programmer, and I said, if I can go back in time, any point, right back to when you were born, then there's no reason, if this was now, I couldn't also look forward in time to an event. Or from here, there, and there, right up to here, or beyond. Now, if I can go backward in time with a formula, I can also go forward in time with the same formula, and I can. We all have a time that we will expire on, naturally. There's also other implications that can come in. We could get sick here, for example. We might even find that even at this particular point in your life, that you get sick. But that's okay, because generally it means that you're developing something in your life and in your immune system to make you stronger so you can keep going, or you might succumb to it, depending if you're exhausted and stressed and have no ability to fight that particular problem here, or it might even be an accident. But each of these things on this pattern here of life, there is a formula. And the formula is based on what I'd call the codes of collapse. And I say collapse because these codes are something which are challenging, and therefore most people who are negative, in fact I think the world statistics on 98% plus of people are negative. If most people are negative, then most people are susceptible to problems. So having an understanding of that and looking at the formula, the codes for the formulas of collapse is the codes 11, 13, 16 and sometimes 9, and they run in a sequence. When I see this particular pattern coming up in people's lives here, not just by years but by months, and not just by months but by specific days, and having studied that many people now and that many aspects of people's lives, including all those who have passed, the wonderful but negative, but the wonderful thing about when people pass is they leave you a track record of what happened when they died. By studying those particular aspects, I'm able to find a formula that lets me know when most things happen to people in a tragic way. This one relates to sickness, This one relates to nasty accidents. This one relates to normal or natural downhill slides, so it's basically downhill. This is when they're negative. They're not always negative. No number, no one thing has a negative aspect. If I have a knife, the knife is not negative until we use it negatively. It otherwise is a positive tool. So people don't know how to use their tools in their life. This is what I do. I invite you to follow what I'm doing and all these little YouTubes I'm putting out there. My goal is to produce the programs I've actually got on my systems right now, which are for global use. In other words, people can use these things to detect in their own lives what's going to happen. This is a real Peter Vaughan talking to you from a numerological standpoint and at the same time from a psychological standpoint, and a huge amount of empirical data across the field of a myriad of things that I've used to help a lot of people improve the quality of their lives. I would like very much to help you improve the quality of your life, and I invite you to come back to me at the indication on the bottom of the screen. See you again hopefully very soon. My name is Peter Vaughan, signing out for now. Good.